is normal. This is normal. This is normal. And then you notice that the choir is also now repeating that. And it sounds like it's getting closer and closer to you. And
what is normal? What?
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Survive This Crit, RPG Edition. This series, if you have watched our analysis and deep dive, you know that we are doing the 2014 film As Above, So Below. And today I have a couple of quick game mechanics that our lovely agents will get to endure. First of all, agents, there's a game mechanic with flashlights. If you choose to use a flashlight in this game, your flashlight will only last for 7 hours. I will let you know every time we hit another hour, but eventually you could be in complete darkness. And as you know, a big part of this RPG, for those of you who have watched the movie, do know that it has to do with the themes of rectifying and atonement, and the way that we'll do that to make it translate into the D&D universe is we'll do a wisdom saving throw. So, with all that being said, very, very short blurb, I would love for our agents to introduce themselves before we get started on this mission.
Cool. I think I'll go first as co-host of the show. I think I'm a bit more important than the rest of you. So I'm your co-host and D.E.A.D agent Nick, the ferocious fighter of the group, using his fists and always using his trusty shield. Always equipped. And a little fun fact about Nick, after a discussion we just had with Kylie, I decided that Agent Nick is super into geology and will be observing every rock.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Now all listeners know this episode will be 12 hours long.
No, I'm kidding. Not into geology. But instead, my interesting fact is because I am a computer engineer, or software engineer rather, mm-hmm. I have spent many hours in the dark with all the lights off at a computer with just my single source of light. So I will have advantage in all investigations in the dark. At least I hope so.
I guess we'll see. Do you have any fun dice that you're using today? I think you said you're doing D&D Beyond. Is that right?
Yes, I will be using D&D Beyond, but with me as always, just for luck, are my lucky red and black dice. Here is one of them.
Nice. I like it. I'm using this one for monsters today. This green and red one is for monsters and villains, and this blue one is for NPCs. So, thought that's fun. Okay. Very good, Agent Nick. Agent Joshua, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I am Joshua, playing as Agent Joshua. A little on the nose, maybe, but that's all right. I am playing as a level 4 wizard, and I have some pretty cool dice as well.
He's just a super magical man, what can I say? Like the unhinged magician.
He is an unhinged magician. I love that. Do you have a fun fact about your character?
Well, I think, one fun fact is that I'm not always a field agent, but sometimes I join field missions and provide direct support instead of indirect support from the rear. But my background is data and analysis, but this is, when I get dragged out into the field, I have some fun.
Ooh, data and analysis. Okay, I'm gonna keep track of that.
I'm not quite sure why D.E.A.D sent these 3 individuals down. Agent Rob, mouth full, arms ready. Do you want to introduce your character?
Yes. I'm Rob, playing Agent Rob. Fun fact. Fun fact about my character, I'm easily distracted by food. It's pretty common. As you can tell right now, my mouth is full.
I love how consistent you are. I'm pretty sure that's been the answer every time.
Well, that's all there is to me, really. So I don't know.
I love it. No,
He's
you're
a
good.
simple man. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, totally. Okay, so also joining you guys today is NPC Scarlett. Scarlett is an archaeology student and she has multiple PhDs and master's degrees. She's obsessed with finding uncovered and hidden truths. So she will be joining this adventure as well. And I'm going to do the best to switch voices back and forth throughout the campaign. And we'll see how quickly that lasts. Okay, Scarlett is a subcontractor, if you will, on this particular mission. So, as we begin, let me provide a little bit of context. Agent Joshua, Agent Nick, and Agent Robert, you guys are sent to accompany the local alchemy student and archaeologist, Scarlett, as you guys are on a quest to find Flamel's Philosopher's Stone, which is located where Flamel hid it, allegedly halfway between heaven and hell. So this work has been the life work of Scarlett and her father. Their whole purpose has been finding this stone. And D.E.A.D has slid into the picture because they believe that this stone can be used for powerful research and it can make a drastic difference in the economy worldwide. But, they also know how powerful that is if it is just let out to anybody. So, with the goal to keep a balance between the natural and the spiritual world, you agents have been sent to assist Scarlett and retrieve the stone for D.E.A.D's archives. And where they believe it's hidden halfway between heaven and hell is in the Catacombs in Paris. So, agents, you've arrived at the entrance of the Catacombs. She flicks on her flashlight and starts to head into the Catacombs. Do you guys choose to follow? And what are your marching orders as you choose to do so?
I choose to
I'll go
follow,
first.
but... Oh, okay. Rob, you want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take... I don't know, I had the shield, so I was going to take first, but if Rob's volunteering, I guess I'll take the rear to protect us, because I got the shield and all. Makes sense. Scarlett knows this about me, but I'm an avid skeptic of the Philosopher's Stone. I think this is a waste of resources, but I'm doing it for the sake of the mission because I was ordered to.
I appreciate your dedication to the mission. Now, as you guys each go through this hole, please make an athletics check for me. All right. Scarlett passed.
I got a 5.
You got a 5?
Yeah.
Freaking D&D Beyond, I got an 8.
I got a 17.
Okay, so Agent Nick and Agent Rob, choose something out of your inventory that you have to leave behind. Because in the midst of trying to crawl into this large hole, an object of your choosing has fallen out of your backpack. I just see Nick cackling in the corner.
Sorry, I went to my inventory list and the first thing on there was clothes, and I was like, what if I just lost all my clothes? Oh man, my shirt got stuck, guys.
Get your clothes back on, Nick.
Scarlett, help me, please.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have no additional clothing if that's what you're choosing to do.
I definitely lose my shirt. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay. All right. So you just have like your gear, your backpack still, but just no shirt. The shirt is gone.
Yes, it got snagged by like a really sharp piece of bone.
Okay. So that's good to know because that may impact some of your rolls later on. All right. And Rob, what did you decide to lose?
I will get rid of my tinderbox.
Okay. Now that you guys are on this other side of the wall, Scarlett continues to lead you along the corridor, the only corridor available. And you pass what appears to be a wall of bones. Now you are in a dank, enclosed space with just dirt on the ground and solid walls on either side of you until you come past this wall of bones. There appears to be a slight gap in the top, almost as if somebody who is very skilled could crawl through it. And Scarlett looks at you three solemnly, making aggressive and direct eye contact with Agent Nick since he doesn't believe her. She says, "This is where the journey begins. According to my studies and my maps, there should be an undiscovered room on the other side of this wall of bones. We have to crawl through the gap to get to this undiscovered room, and it's going to lead us one step closer to Flamel's Philosopher Stone.
Sure, Scarlett, I say as I roll my eyes.
That's very nice of you. How are your characters feeling? Are you going to listen to her? Are you guys going to go through this wall of bones?
I will definitely go through. Not because
Okay.
she told me to, because it's for the sake of the mission.
I was gonna say, can I ask insight?
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight. 9. You can tell that she's telling the truth. Like, what she believes she's saying, she believes to be the truth. And she's an archaeologist. She's done a lot of research on this. So there really isn't no apparent reason not to trust her. Especially since she was hired on / vetted by D.E.A.D to begin with. The parent organization.
I'd like to ask Scarlett, so just straightforward. Are you going to keep leading the way? Because if so, I have something that might help you.
Ooh. She says confidently, well, I'm the only one that can read the map. It's in a language that us archaeologists and alchemists understand.
Well, isn't that convenient, Scarlett?
Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
That's enough, Nick. I don't think we need to, make Scarlett feel unwelcomed in an area where we all feel unwelcome. I pull out my resistance module and I place it on her back. So this is a DEAD issued resistance module. This is a total amount of damage taken by 1d4, just in case she reaches anything before we do.
Okay, so is this for the duration of the game or for this particular?
This is active. It takes concentration and it lasts for up to a minute.
Okay, so it's just for where
it's
we're
a
at right now.
cantrip, but
Okay.
So we can use it. I just have to concentrate on applying it.
Okay, so Scarlett is going to go first over and through this wall of bones. Who is following her? Rob is following, and Joshua and Nick, what is your order?
I'll go next.
Okay, I'll go last. Like I said, holding up the rear with the shield
sounds good.
equipped.
With the shield equipped. So, Scarlett first climbs into this wall of bones, and you can see that the bones shift underneath her as she is trying to crawl on her belly through, and she shouts out to your group, make sure to move the bones past your body, otherwise you'll get stuck as you're trying to go through. And now, each of us are going to need to make a dexterity saving throw as we're going through this wall of bones. Oof.
I'm rolling so bad. I got a 7.
No.
Please tell me that a 10 is good.
I also got a 10. Unfortunately, as Scarlett is crawling through, she gets stuck. And you hear her starting to whimper and starting to freak out. She's like, I can't, I'm stuck. I can't get out of here. And Nick, as you are in there, you find yourself in the same situation.
I'm also stuck. I wish I could help you, but I can't. Oh my gosh. I think
Nick,
my shield's getting in the way.
I need you to make a survival check, Nick. In the meantime, Scarlett scares herself by being stuck. She takes 1d4 of psychic damage. And Scarlett took 1 psychic damage just now from allowing herself to panic.
Wait, didn't Josh put a
She
thing on her
also
that stopped her
reduces
from-
that by 1d4.
By half. So, let me see.
1d4.
So if I already took 1 damage, then...
Then it's
Okay, so it's...
it's-
I take no damage.
Cool.
Yay.
I got a 13 on my survival check.
Good.
I got a
You...
17 on my dex save, by the way.
Okay, so Agent Joshua, you crawl like military crawl through, no problems, no qualms whatsoever. Rob, what did you get? Remind me again.
7.
Okay, so Robert, you also get stuck, and you're right behind Scarlett, and you're just wigging out. How do you feel about being enclosed in tight spaces? Because at this point, the ceiling is right above you. You're right in that crack. You're in a crevice between the ceiling and just a pile of bones that you're on.
I'm pretty chill, calm, collected.
Except because of your failed roll, you're not. That is what you're telling yourself, reverse psychologying yourself. So please roll a 1d4 for psychic damage.
Is there anything I could say to help calm him down?
Yeah, if you have a spell or something that would reduce the damage that he takes, feel free to.
Well, I don't have any spells. I'm not a magical person. But I could persuade him to calm his nerves. Say something calming.
Let's try it. Go ahead and roll persuasion, just for giggles, and see if you can get him out of his own head.
Okay.
He's like trying to convince himself he's fine, but he is stuck and frustrated.
Rob, just picture those meatball subs we had that one day. You remember, Rob, the meatball subs we ate? How it was a foot long with the cheese perfectly grilled with the blowtorch and everything. Cheese is basically bubbling. Remember that, Rob?
Meatball sub.
Go ahead and roll your persuasion check. And I'm gonna I think that's such an engaging argument that I'm gonna allow Rob to make another dexterity saving throw to see if he can wiggle his way out through your encouragement without taking damage.
That's probably for the best. I only got an 8.
Well, while I see
11.
Rob's...
What did you get?
11.
11? Okay, so you are still stuck in there. This time I will need you to roll a 1d4 for psych damage, for real.
Meatball subs weren't good enough.
The meatball subs.
3 damage.
Okay, so you take 3 psychic damage from being stuck in there. Unfortunately, the talk of the meatballs did not help, but your team, as soon as they get through the cavern, they pull you through to make sure that you don't take any physical harm. And adventurers, just so you're aware, it is the end of hour 1. Scarlett has kept her flashlight on through this point. Have you agents been using a flashlight as well? Because I did not hear any mention of any sort of spells
I don't think anybody's
beforehand.
used theirs.
Well, no. But I think I'll start using it. I'm assuming it's darker now as we go farther down, right?
Yes, so now on this other side of the wall, you're in a new corridor. It's dark, it's dank, and the floor is littered with bits of bones, mice on occasion, and spiders. And on the walls, you can see graffiti and interesting symbols that you haven't seen elsewhere before.
So if one of us has a flashlight on, is that enough light so we can all see at least fairly well?
I would say at least 2 of you need a flashlight on, especially if you're going to stick close together.
Okay, then we should probably switch off and using flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
I am fine with using mine first. That's cool with everyone else. Who else? You want to use Scarlett still, or do we want to have someone else take on flashlight duty?
I think Scarlett's is fine for now.
I think
Okay.
so too.
All
Sounds
right.
perfect.
Sounds
I turn my flashlight on. Flashlight engage.
Thank you, Agent. That is quite a help from you. I really appreciate it. Now, look at these fascinating symbols up on the wall. I can't quite tell what they mean. There must be something here, though. It's not just graffiti.
Can I use divine sense?
Mhm.
Or if we're talking in agent terms, it's basically like a radar scanner. It's detect good and evil. So sense anything.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Anything affected by a hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend, undead, that is not behind total cover. Yeah. So if there's anything nearby that's like good or evil, and you can tell us which it is, I guess.
Yeah, so what you can tell is that below you, like it feels like it's almost coming from the floor. There's a lot of evil. Like a lot.
Okay.
And there's some evil in the distance straight ahead as well. But there's also some good that you can feel coming from below. Like something that's
Gotcha.
good and almost powerful.
Right. Okay.
As you continue walking, I am gonna roll on behalf of Scarlett an Arcana check to see if she's able to understand what those symbols on the wall. That was a critical failure. She looks at the wall and is like,
Oh.
I have no idea what this means.
No idea. You're the linguist expert. Oh my. Wasting the DEAD's time. DEAD's time. How dare you?
Can I try to roll a Arcana?
Yeah, of course.
So I rolled a nat 20, and I got a 25.
Beautiful. Okay.
Joshua was
So-
coming in clutch.
I love that. So what you can tell is that a lot of the symbols on the wall are signs and callings toward the devil and signs of a cult that worships hell. Additionally, because you rolled so high, you recognize some of these symbols. You recognize some of the writing on the wall as if it belongs to somebody that you knew. And I'll leave it at that. So
I share this information with the team, and I let Scarlett know, like, hey, so this is my experience with these symbols, and actually, there's a vague vibe, something familiar about these.
Must be all that data and analytics you do back at the D.E.A.D office.
Yeah, right?
Good call, Josh. Good call. Good work.
So as you continue to walk down the corridor, there's a sound of voices singing a haunting tune. And it's just a chorus of voices growing louder and louder as you're approaching them. Now, I am going to need each of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
13.
I got a 2.
Joshua, what did you get?
18.
18. Okay, so Agent Joshua and Agent Rob, you guys are not really affected by the singing. However, you notice that Scarlett and Agent Nick start to hold their ears. And for this metric specifically, Agent Nick and Scarlett have disadvantage on their next roll because now they are frightened for a minute.
Oh my gosh. It sounds just like Madonna's like a prayer. It burns my ears.
It burns! So, as you guys continue to walk forward, you are right on the precipice of where these singers are. Scarlett, leading the way, turns the corner, and there is an open room of singers. They're all women dressed in white with red face paint across their faces. Scarlett quickly steps back and turns to the back of the rest of the group and says, I don't think we want to be seen by them. If their music affected me this heavily, we definitely do not want to be seen by them. So
I agree. And I kind of like push Scarlett behind me a bit. Like, I may not like you, but I know we gotta keep you alive. I get my shield ready. Also, I'm not sure if you mentioned or not, but did you mention I take psychic damage or anything like that from the singing?
No, you don't take damage. You just take, you just have a disadvantage on your next roll.
Got you. Okay.
And agents, you agree as a group to stealthily go past this group of people singing, which means you all need to make a stealth check. Scarlett and Agent Nick are rolling with disadvantage.
Before we carry on, I'm gonna turn to Nick and place a patch on his shoulder, and I let him know, hey Nick, this is a guidance patch issued by the D.E.A.D, and so this is in the game mechanics, it's a cantrip, but it's 1d4 added to any ability check.
Nice.
And that's good for the next minute.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And I put my hand out like we're gonna do that real bro high five thing where we just like grab hands, pull each other in, one arm hug.
Yeah,
brother.
Love it. Brother. I love it. All right, so roll for stealth, please, everybody, as we're attempting to walk past this group of singing women. My first roll sucked. And my second roll sucked more.
Do I have to apply Josh's little patch he gave me before the roll, or can I do it after the roll?
I got a 19.
You got a 12? Okay.
Yeah.
12 and a 19. So, Agent Joshua and Agent Rob, you are safe.
I'm so mad because you gave me disadvantage, and for the first time, I got a nat 20.
No! That sucks. Okay.
My second roll was 13. If that's not enough, then I'll apply the skill check or the patch that Josh gave me.
No, you're good. So with
Oh,
the
thank
13, you three are able to walk by undetected very stealthily. However, Scarlett trips as she's walking and turns and makes direct eye contact with the lead cultist singer of the group, which in return, the cultists cast an action called Chilling Gaze, which causes fear in Scarlett for a minute and gives her disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls against the cultists. So she is stuck in fear, staring at this cultist, while the rest of them are still just singing.
Are the cultists undead?
No.
I pull Scarlett and I just go, get yourself together, woman.
That's that's so rude. Do you have anything that you're gonna actually try to do to like snap her out of it?
I shake her. No, I don't do that.
You're shaking her.
Ross, I just shake her. Get up. Focus.
Okay.
Focus.
Do you make an intimidation check to see if you can snap her out of her?
Intimidation? Okay.
He's gonna have way too much fun with this check, I can tell.
Okay, I got a 15.
A 15? Damn. Yeah, so you just like shake her. You're like, what do you say as you're shaking her?
Darn it, Scarlett! You're better than this! You're better than this! You're stronger than this!
Well, some sort of shake there really just shakes her out of it. She still will get disadvantage if you run into the cultist again, but she shakes out of it and says, "You're right, we must keep going." So she walks ahead, and then there's a fork in the road. The path to the left looks like it's been more traveled. There's graffiti on the walls, and to the other side appears to be a wall with a door that is blocked up with stones, where the entrance would be to the door.
I asked Scarlett, do you know anything about that door on the right there that looks all blocked up?
If this map that I'm reading is correct, I think we should try to go through that door because it looks like it's more of a direct path further down into the catacombs.
Let's do it.
I want to do some type of perception check to see if there's anything we should be wary of before we attempt to open up a door that looks blocked off.
Yeah, of course.
Should that be perception or investigation?
Well, so since you're not really technically investigating a particular thing, do perception to see if your grasp of the reality around you feels right.
My grasp of reality is just fine. 17.
A 17. While you recognize that going through this other door, the path less traveled, does seem more intimidating. It seems like you're about to head down a darker path. However, it also seems like that is your only option.
Okay, so
Okay.
I just do one more look over at Scarlett. I'm like, are you sure this is the path we want to go down? Something just ain't right about this right now.
I fear that it may be the only way we can go.
All right then, I say as I squint my eyes and give her a menacing glare again.
So, you've officially reached the end of hour 2. Scarlett's flashlight has been on for 2 hours. Nick's flashlight has been on for 1. Time seems to run differently here. You are noticing that right away, that whether it's just being in the dark or just wandering these caverns without a clear direction of out or in, it seems like time runs a little differently. So, let's have one of you make a strength check to see how easy it is to pull off those blocks blocking the door.
Ooh, can I do this? I have great strength.
Yeah, of course.
17.
17, awesome. So you break those rocks down as if it was nothing. And you don't need any help. Scarlett maybe tries to offer her help, maybe Agent Rob or Joshua do, and you're like, no, I got this. But as soon as you approach, you hear a voice as soon as you enter through that doorway. You hear a... Everything is normal.
Who said that? What? Guys, I don't think everything is normal over here.
What's he talking about?
I feel like about this.
I don't know. I swore I heard something. You guys didn't hear that?
Nope.
No. Are you sure you're all right?
Maybe we could try the other way.
And Scarlett suddenly stiffens as if she heard something frightening as well. And she whips her head behind her and turns back to the rest of you. She's like, it must be these catacombs. We have to keep moving.
Onward and
Heard
downward.
something, didn't you? What did you hear, Scarlett?
I thought I heard a phone ringing, but that seems unlikely given the circumstances. And as you enter this room, you see that there is a tunnel directly in the center, open and waiting for you.
All right then.
May not be the brightest guy here, but I feel like we should try the other way. The tunnel is open and waiting for us. Nah, let's turn around.
No, this is the most direct way to get there.
We're already here.
There's always another way.
So you turn around, Robert, to leave, and the wall has built itself back up, trapping you.
I freaking knew it! I knew it!
So you all are trapped on this other side, where you're in a cavern with a tunnel in the center of the room going down. Now, Nick, Agent Joshua, Agent Rob, and Scarlett, what are your marching orders as you're gonna go down this tunnel? Because Scarlett reassures you. She's like, no. If my studies are correct, we have to go down. This is why the tunnel is waiting for us. Nobody has gotten the chance to go down here. Who knows? We may be the first people in hundreds of years who get to go down this tunnel.
Make Scarlett go first, bro. She's so eager about this. She can take whatever's on the other side first.
All right, who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
I'll continue working the rear with my shield.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, keep working that rear, Nick.
You work that
Every
rear.
day.
All right, so first of all, we're going to do this in order. So, using the ropes that you have brought with you, Scarlett is the first one who climbs the rope down. She's going to make an athletics check to see if she can scale the wall safely. Well, she sucks at this. Not gonna lie. So, Scarlett, as she's halfway down the wall, starts to just, she loses grip on her hands. And you notice that she's starting to flail, and she's using her core and her feet to try to wrap herself around the rope, but she's losing a grip on her hands. She's clearly overwhelmed by something around her. As she gets closer to the bottom, she just lets go for the last 6 feet or so, and lands on the ground hard, in darkness, since you guys don't see her. Now, Agent Rob, please give me an athletics check as
Can
you
I
are
take a
headed
rock
down.
and throw it down? Not like a big one, just like a rock nearby and throw it down.
Are you gonna
You want to
hit
throw
Scarlett with
a rock? You want to throw
into
a
the
rock
darkness?
down?
I just want to see how far of a drop it is.
I go, Rob, there's a better way to do
You
this.
throw a rock down. How big of a rock are you throwing?
Probably just like this big.
Oh gosh.
I try and stop Rob real quick. I'm like, Rob, I got a tinderbox. We could just light something on fire and drop it down.
No, I lost my tinderbox back in the first hole we crawled through. You should keep that.
Rob, I'm going to have you make 2 athletics checks. The first one is for the rock that you're throwing to see how accurately and how well you can throw it down. The second one will be to see how well you actually descend on the rope ladder going down.
Okay, for the rock, I rolled a 21. And
Nice.
For the rope, I rolled a 12.
A 12? Okay. So, with the rock that you chuck down, you hear it just soar down and make the perfect as it hits the ground. You hear a voice from below. You almost hit me!
I'll try harder next time.
This actually makes Agent Nick laugh a bit.
However, though, Rob, as you are going down, you too start to notice as you're lowering yourself on the rope, you notice the smell of really, really good food.
Damn.
Like,
Some smells
what would
good.
that be? What is your favorite food that you'd be like aromatically? This is what I always want to smell when I smell good food.
Aromatically, my favorite food would have to be. It's a tough question.
The most tough question we've asked so far on this journey.
New interesting fact about Rob: when he gets really hungry, he gets British.
Probably mac and cheese.
Yeah, I'm a mac
some
and cheese girl
smoked
myself.
Mac and cheese. So maybe
You
some
smell like the
barbecue and some bacon.
smokiest mac and cheese with the smell of barbecue ribs cooking away, and it's coming from the direction that you are going down. So I am gonna need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
As a side note, I really want to know what Rob's trauma is if it smells this good. What is this?
A 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so Rob, you actually start to lose the grip of the rope that you're hanging on because the smell of the food and the fact that you can almost basically taste it in your mouth, you fall the last 8 feet that you've been hanging onto this rope.
Oh yeah.
And you land hard on the cavern floors below. However, you don't take damage. But as you and Scarlett are the only two down here, you both need to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh.
Because the sound around you from the bottom is just deafening. It sounds like you're in an enormous wind tunnel. And you can't even hear each other, even though you're right next to each other.
I got an 18.
Okay, so you pass. Freaking Scarlett didn't. So Scarlett is gonna take 1d4 of damage. I know. Scarlett takes 1 hit point of damage due to the loud, overwhelming noise. So you guys are sitting down here waiting for Agent Joshua and Agent Nick in this wind tunnel. You won't take any more damage, but that is what the two of you are going through as you're waiting down here. Now, next up, Agent Joshua, please roll an athletics check to scale the rope.
I look at Josh real quick and I go, you think of what I'm thinking?
Aim for the bushes.
Darn right, brother.
If only there were bushes at the end of this tunnel. Alright, so athletics check, I rolled a 15.
Nice. So you make it down with no problem, like a superhero. You just like glide down the rope, almost with one hand, just like like they would in a cartoon.
I had some fast rope gloves, so I just kind of slid down it.
Nice. So, Agent Nick, as you're about to go down the rope, you hear the voices of singing growing louder. You also hear the voice again of, everything is normal. This is normal. This is normal. And then you notice that the choir is also now repeating that. And it sounds like it's getting closer and closer to you. And
what is normal? What? Tell me!
And at that moment, you feel a hand pull you back. And you are face to face with one of the cultists. And due to the psychological damage that she is attempting to give you, I am going to need you to make a 1d8 roll, please, for them overwhelming your system with voices in your head.
I go, stop it. You're singing. It's worse than mine. It's more off key. 3 damage.
Okay, so that's 3 plus 3, so you take a total of 6 damage.
Oh no!
And at this point, you do have the option if you would like to fight her. She seems like she wants to fight you. So if you would like to attack, you're welcome to. If you'd like to retreat, that's also always an option. I never want to force people into combat.
I prefer not to hit a woman, so...
So do you just jump down the rope?
Yes, I'll use my athletics to jump down the rope.
Okay. Please roll twice for me. With disadvantage only because you did just get attacked psychologically by this cultist who you don't even know whom or what she is.
Athletics, correct?
Yes, please.
With disadvantage, I had 23, so...
Holy crap! Yeah, so actually even better than Agent Joshua, you like just go down on one arm and you're like, sayonara, and you like just zoop right down the rope. However, both of you do need to make a Constitution saving throw upon landing on this floor. Because it sounds like you're in a wind tunnel, and it's overwhelming and loud and hard to hear.
I rolled a 5.
I got a 10.
Okay. Agent Nick, you are fine. Agent Joshua, you need to roll a 1d4 for damage, please. Win-win. I did not win, though.
3 damage.
Oof. It's a rough way to start this game. All right, so as you guys continue to walk down this new level, things look very much the same. The walls are very similar. The ground is still a dirt ground. And you approach another tunnel, taking you further down. And at this point, I am going to need you guys to remind me what order you want to go in and take another athletics check as you go down this ladder to make sure you can make it down safely.
Should we just do the same order again?
Yeah, I think if
that's
we
fine.
keep the same order, that makes most sense.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't fix what ain't broken.
Okay. Scarlett rolled a 3. That sucks.
Now you have
Okay.
loaded dice over here. Come on.
I am just a really bad dice roller, if I'm gonna be completely frank. So, Scarlett is actually going to have to take damage for this one because that was such a roll. So as she falls the last 6 feet, I think she just thinks that it's just gonna end after that, but it doesn't. So this time, she falls the last 6 to 8 feet and takes actually 4 damage She is bleeding from her knees, and her wrists are a little bit scraped up from how she landed on the ground. How did the rest of you fare?
I rolled a 6.
Okay, Agent Rob, you are also going to need to roll a 1d4 to see how you do going down. Agent Joshua and Agent Nick.
I got a 12.
A 12?
I have an 11.
An 11? Okay. So, a 12. Agent Joshua, you decide that you kind of jumped the last few feet and mildly twist your ankle. If anything, I wish I could give you a half point of damage, but I can't. So I will give you like just 1 point of like, ow, that hurt type damage.
Ow, that hurt.
Josh, no!
Agent Nick, what you just let go of the rope wrong, and you have like a nice little rope burn on your hand, and you also take 1 point of damage.
I think I'm out of commission. I don't think I can go on.
Scarlett, with her bleeding knees and wrists, just looks at you and shakes her head. She picks up her map and keeps going further into the dark hall. Just as a reminder, we still have Agent Nick and Scarlett's flashlight on. So as you walk along the corridors following what appears to be like a damp wall, as if moisture is coming through it, there is a fork in the road. To the left, there are markings or tracks of some sort. And to the right, there appears to be nothing.
Can I use my divine sense again?
Sure.
Just to kind of help us feel out which way would be better.
And other agents, you're welcome to make other rolls as well.
I'll go for a perception roll really fast, just so I can sense if there's anything that I need to be aware of right now.
Okay.
So, straight 14.
Straight 14.
I got
Lovely.
a 10.
A 10? Okay. So, Agent Joshua, you can't really get a good feel of what the difference is between these two paths. Agent Nick, what you can conclude is that the path to the left means that there's been some life forms walking this path. And Agent Rob, with your divine sense, there is evil all around, in every direction. So which direction do you want to go?
Let's
Guys,
go to
I
the
think we
right.
should- Right, why the right? Look closely down towards the left path there. You see, you can tell by the faintest sign of some footsteps over here. People have walked this path before. I think this would be the way to go,
Because
don't you
I
think?
sense possible good down this right side. I feel
What
it
does Scarlett
inside
think?
of me.
That's a great question. Scarlett rolled a 19 to perceive what was around her. She was like, I don't entirely know what or how life forms could have gotten down here. So I'm not sure if going to the left is the best option.
That's
But-
facts, Scarlett. Preach.
Thank you. That's so kind of you. But outside of that, I don't know if going the right is the right option. It seems like my map that I have in front of me is actually a little unclear at this point.
Scarlett, I'm not sure how much I trust you right now, given everything that's been going on, how much you've been tripping and falling. You led us down this path already.
Scarlett should still lead the way.
I do trust Rob. He is a good judge of character. So, fine. I guess we'll go to the right for now.
Okay.
Good man, good man.
All right. So as your party goes to the right, Scarlett is still leading the way. And Agent Rob, as you are walking, you do notice that there appears to be like a bomb diggity sandwich wrapped up on the ground. Like as you see Scarlett's flashlight pass over it, it seems like it's not something she notices or pays attention to. But it looks like a mac and cheese like burger extraordinaire. Like it looks like a Scooby-Doo style sandwich where there is a lot of fixins in there, and it looks bomb diggity. And it's not dirty because it's been near the floor. It is wrapped up in a manner, but you can still see it clearly.
I'm gonna.
Can the rest of us see this sandwich?
I'm gonna ask the rest of them. Do you guys see that? And I'm gonna point at
Scarlett
the spot
turns
on the
around.
floor.
She's like, "Yes, what is that?"
What do you see, Scarlett?
It appears to be some sort of, I guess, I don't know if a sandwich is quite the right word. It looks like it has an awful lot of fixings to be a sandwich.
I'm no food expert, but if I had to scientifically classify this sandwich, I would say it fits under the bomb diggity category. Scientifically speaking.
Well,
I just don't understand why a sandwich would be here. So maybe
I agree.
we don't touch the sandwich.
I agree. And
Yeah,
as one who would normally love to eat something at this hour, it seems too good to be true.
Yeah, no one's been down here for how long, Scarlett? Like hundreds of years, according to you?
Yes, I believe hundreds of years. And Robert, you hear a voice that you recognize in the distance that says, "Feed me! Feed me!"
Do you guys hear that?
I don't know, DM. Do we hear it?
Do we hear it?
You guys do not hear that.
No.
No.
I don't. What are you talking about? Definitely don't eat that sandwich though.
Someone's asking me to feed them. And I'm
Rob,
going
do you
feed
want to
them.
roll perception or anything to see if it's a voice you recognize or anything like that?
Oh yeah, let's roll
Or
perception.
insight?
Yeah, let's roll insight. Actually, it doesn't matter either or because they're both bad. But...
Okay. Really quick, guys. I seem to be hearing a voice that's saying everything is not normal, or everything is normal. I don't know. It switches off from time to time. Rob keeps seeing food. There's food stuff. I think we're all having our own little delusions. All I'm saying is, here on out, we all got to be straight with each other about what it is that we're seeing and hearing. Okay?
I agree.
Yes.
I got a 1, but it was not a nat 1. It was a 2 minus 1. So it was
my
still
goodness.
a 1.
That is wild. So yeah, you cannot tell anything about the voice, except that it's vaguely threatening. That's all you can tell.
It said feed me. You know, like feed me Seymour? I don't trust it. Let's keep moving.
No,
As
definitely nothing that sounds like Audrey number 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. Definitely. Don't feed it.
Onward and downward.
As your path continues, you turn a corner and you notice a picture on the wall. You notice a very faded picture of what appears to be a man and the shape of a star. And it's a man reflected on either end.
I immediately don't like this image. Nope, guys, I'm turning around.
Do you want to roll like a religion check?
Religion check. Okay, yeah, sure, why not?
Can I roll an Arcana check?
Yeah, go for it. And Scarlett is going to roll a history check while you guys are doing that.
I got a 15.
A 15?
I got a 24.
24, beautiful. That's great because Scarlett rolled a 5. She's turning out to be completely useless on this mission.
Except for leading the way.
Except for leading the way. She seems to be leading you in the right direction. So from your 2 rolls, collectively, what you learn is that you believe the person in this image, Agent Joshua, as someone who practices magics and alchemy, you recognize that this is some sort of artistic interpretation of Nicholas Flamel. You also recognize that this may be the symbol of his grave. Nick, what you can see is a word on the wall next to the picture saying vitriol. And with that, you realize that you are now entering a place of magics, plural, but you are in a place of very powerful magics being present. But Agent Joshua did roll high enough that he can conclude that you guys are generally headed in the right direction. However, because of the symbol of the picture, you guys all conclude that you have to keep going further down. So, you have
Thank
now...
you, Agent Josh, for all that insight. Scarlett,
Yes.
What are you even doing?
What is Scarlett even doing here? I don't know. At this point, you have approached another tunnel. So you are headed down the right path, but please make another athletics check. I'm going to roll my other set of dice just in the hopes that I can roll better. Nope, that was a natural 1.
Bro, what? I got a 22.
Glad she's cannon fodder.
22, baby.
24.
22, 24, lovely.
14.
14. The rest of you make it down fine. For some reason, though, Scarlett doesn't make it down with you guys. She
What?
seems to hear a voice up above. And you see her above you guys holding her head almost as if she's overwhelmed by noise. And this sucks for her so bad. So she continues to hear the screams. That's what she's hearing in her head. Male screams, screaming at her over and over again. But she's not sharing this with any of you guys. But what you guys can hear is the music of the cultists getting louder and louder.
No.
But it's not getting louder to you, like getting closer to you guys. It's getting closer to where she is, up on top.
I'm gonna head back up to bring her with us, because I'm like, hey guys, where did Scarlett go?
So, as you're heading back up the ladder, you see one of the cultists approaching her from behind, about to give her a big shove off the edge of the cliff.
Casting Sacred Flame on her, on the cultist.
Okay. Do you want to roll to see if you can hit?
So
now
Sacred Flame is a dex saving.
Okay.
So dex 11.
Okay. Let me roll for that with my villain dice.
Nick, are you going back
Got
up
a
too?
13.
No,
Okay.
we should probably
So that-
stay down here, Rob, just in case.
That does not hit.
Okay. So then, unfortunately, with this psychic lash, you see Scarlett get gripped from behind, and she takes a decent amount of damage with that roll that she takes 11 damage.
Bro.
And you see her wailing above you. And the cultist turns as she's holding her shoulders and is pulling her over toward the edge of the cavern. So you guys from below can see the flailing body of Scarlett as she's trying to regain her balance and trying not to go over the edge. Agent Joshua is hanging below, and it appears this woman in white is about to push her over the edge.
Scarlett, no! I immediately get ready as if I'm gonna catch her, just in
Okay.
case she falls.
Are you guys gonna work on that together, like some sort of catching option, or Agent Rob, is there anything that you would like to do or attempt, or any checks you'd like to make?
Yeah. She's in 60 feet of us, right? The cultist?
Mm-hmm. The cultist, so you guys are about like 30 feet below.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm going to cast my spell of command. It's a wisdom
Okay.
save 13.
Ooh, she only got an 8 that time.
Okay.
What do you command?
I'm gonna command flee. So those targets
Flee?
This target spends its turn moving away from you by the fastest available means. So away from.
Give me an example of how that sounds. Like, what do you just say the word flee with like might and power behind your voice?
What should I say? Get thee away, you wretched creature of the night. That's what I'm gonna say.
And just like that, whoop, she's gone. But Scarlett is now tumbling down into the tunnel. So, Nick, please make an athletics check.
Okay, it's 24.
Yeah, so you, like Superman, like with a lunge and knee, just catch her as she is falling basically to her death. And she puts her hand over her chest and she said, I thought that was the end. You saved me.
I look down at her and I go, a little different than the library, isn't it? Being out here in the field.
You do not like her. And it's so at this point, as you have landed in this darker cavern, there is a slightly different smell here. It's almost slightly salty. You're welcome to make a check if you would like to try to figure out the source of the smell. And you can hear something ever so slightly too, but it doesn't sound ominous. It sounds elemental.
Can I take a moment to cast a cantrip on Scarlett?
Sure, what kind of cantrip are you trying to cast on her?
Oh wait, is this a cantrip? It might just be a spell actually. It's called Heroism.
Okay.
A willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery. Until the spell
Oh.
ends, the creature is immune to the frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting modifier, which is +3. So she gets +3 temporary HP, and she can't be frightened.
I love that. Thank you. So how that looks, how that comes across basically, is you give her a really encouraging pep talk. What do you say to Scarlett after she's been traumatized, been like hung over the edge of a tunnel by a cultist and almost thrown to her death, just barely caught by Agent Nick? What do you say to her to encourage her?
Scarlett, I remember my first mission. You should ask Agent Nick. He was there with me. I had to carry him through the entire mission, but that's not the point. The point is, we all
Look at Rob.
get better. We all get better over time. What you're facing now will continue to shape you and help you grow as a person. And you have to think about the end goal. All of your life's work has brought you to this moment. And we are going to get what we came for. Keep your head on a swivel, lock in, and let's get this bread. 1, 2, 3, money gang.
Money gang! She is just in awe. She is so brave now. She just feels like she can overcome anything. And did any of you roll a perception check or anything like that to make aware of what your surroundings are?
I will now. 17.
Beautiful. Okay, with that 17, the different smell that you're smelling is water. You're smelling water.
What does that smell like?
It smells like water, guys.
Well, but it smells like a little salty, like salty water, salt water. And you can smell the moisture in the walls. And when you present that idea to the group, Scarlett mentions, she's like, look, according to my map here, there may have once been tunnels or water tunnels carved in here long ago for some sort of either early irrigation or maybe it's just part of the catacombs themselves. So she encourages the group to follow along the path of water.
I ask, how far down are we at this point to be near water when there wasn't even water near the surface of this, or at the start of this?
I don't know. She rolls a history check. This whole day has really rattled me quite unexpectedly. If I am to be frank, I believe we are just about at the halfway point, because Nicholas Flamel was buried halfway between heaven and hell. So I believe we are, if anything, approaching possibly the entrance toward his tomb.
I don't like it. You're saying we're near hell?
She said, Nick, do we need a pep talk too? Do you need a pep talk right now? Are you listening to her? Let's not have a repeat of the first mission, alright?
First mission, Rob, I did just fine on the first mission, I'll have you know.
You fell out of the helicopter. The first thing we did was just fall out of the helicopter.
So
I didn't have enough food that day. I was feeling a little lightheaded.
a little lightheaded. So your group walks along and you start getting water up to your ankles. There's a little ridge along the edge of this creek that you appear to be walking in, so if you don't have an interest in the walking in water, you don't have to. Scarlett opts to keep walking in the water, and at some point it gets almost up to her chest. Are each of you guys walking in the water behind her, or are you walking on the stone edge?
I'm gonna not be in the water.
I'm not in the water.
I will be in the water.
The two of you that are not in the water, will you please make athletics checks for me to avoid slipping in slipperiness of being between water or not?
That is sick!
No! Please roll a 1d4 of damage, please.
I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10. You please roll a 1d4 of damage as well. Nick, Agent Joshua, your twisted ankle is starting to act up. It's impacting you at this point, and it feels uncomfortable. And Agent Nick, you feel great. You don't have a shirt on, so you're just like almost in swimming gear.
It's like
Exactly. My chest is just held high, glistening in the water.
David Hasselhoff.
Darn right. Also, should we be switching flashlight duties at the...
Does anybody want to turn their flashlight on? That means our order of walking is going to have to change too, because so far it's been the first person that has the flashlight on and the last person.
Take the lead, and I turn my flashlight on.
Scarlett turns hers off, so you are walking in front ever so slightly on the edge, but you also do need to roll 1d4 of damage because you slipped on the slippery rocks as you're walking.
I took one damage.
I guess I'll take the rear.
As Rob passes me up to take the rear, I look at him and go, now who had the embarrassing fall?
Just remember this. The first shall be last.
So Joshua, you're first. Scarlett is behind you. Rob is behind that. Wait, no. Rob, you're last
I'm
now,
last.
right? Now, as you walk further down, Agent Nick and Scarlett, the water is up to their chest, and you guys are sliding along the edges, and you reach a wall. However, it does appear that there could be water still. The water is still running underneath it. It's like some sort of half wall.
Looks like we're diving in.
Or if we all punch the wall together really hard, we might be able to shatter it and break through it.
Rob, I'm not sure that's a good idea. This thing, you don't know how sensitive this thing is. It could cave in with the slightest vibration.
I think we can handle it.
So,
Well,
team, how are
I
you
disagree.
feeling? Is Agent Joshua, you're kind of in the middle here. Are you leaning more toward Agent Rob's idea or leaning toward Agent Nick?
Well, I'm not physically in the middle. I'm physically in the lead, and I'm
Yes.
already going under. So they can follow
Okay,
if they
well,
want.
all right. So you please roll an athletics check. And are you, I assume, taking your gear with you?
Yeah, it's all going with me.
Okay, so please roll athletics with disadvantage as you're swimming, because you are carrying gear on your pack. Scarlett follows you quickly behind, swimming, and she is gonna suck on this roll. Yep. Why am I not surprised? So with her temporary 17 hit points, it is dropped to temporary 16. As she's going under the water, she gets an overwhelming feeling of claustrophobia. Like she can't breathe as she's swimming. What did the rest of you get on your athletics checks?
I got an 11.
I took my equipment with me as well, so I got a 10. If that's not good enough, I'm applying Josh's patch.
Okay, yeah, so you will need to apply Josh's patch. I am shooting for a 13 from you guys.
I got a 16 on my disadvantage.
All right, so Agent Rob, you swim through there with no problem. With one breath, you don't even need to come up for air. Agent Joshua, you also need a roll for damage, I believe, because you rolled under 13.
Correct. Is that another D4?
Yes, please.
Your patch you gave me, Josh, is that 1d4 applied, or is it just
Correct. It's 1D4.
4, baby. 14!
Ooh, you make it. You have no issues. You swim through there confidently as well. So the last two swim confidently. Agent Joshua, what damage did you get?
I got 1 point of damage, so maybe I scrape myself on the wall inside of the,
Like,
submerged tunnel.
I don't know what is on these tunnels. Gross. Okay, so as you reach the shoreline on the other side of the wall, there is a fantastical room in front of you with ornate paintings. There appear to be paintings that look almost like from an Egyptian background that are telling stories, and the room is filled with gold and with food. Freshly
Can I roll Arcana
Sure.
on this space?
This is quite the fantastical room.
I got a 14.
A 14. And this room almost has a strange sense of light to it because of the gold reflecting off of the water. And there is gold everywhere in this room. There's gold behind bars, there are just gold bars in the water. And with that 14, you can recognize that this is quite possibly the location of Flamel's Philosopher's Stone. And you realize that Scarlett has come to that same realization as well. Scarlett quickly pulls herself out of the water and is studying the painting. She's muttering to herself something along the lines of, "This appears to be some sort of Egyptian tale of, it looks like maybe this is the sky god over here. Oh, and this is the sky goddess. That must make their child the sun. And every night they just have one moment to connect. So that must mean..."
Wait. The sky goddess and the earth god, is that what you said? They made the sun? Ancient Egyptian lore, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Those silly Egyptians.
No, this is an important part of history. We could be making history right now. She looks at a particular part of the painting that appears to be some sort of rendition of the sun, except it's slightly red. And it looks like there's some sort of gemstone holding it there in place. She's like, "I think that there's something in there." So she quickly gets out her own set of tools and punches into that part of the painting and pulls out a stone. "Team, I think we did it." Well, everyone, that is where we are leaving our adventure for today. Thank you so much for joining us for this RPG adventure. Make sure to like and subscribe and come back in 2 weeks for the exciting conclusion to this adventure. Bye, everybody.